Presenting sponsor of this year's event is Ocala Grand Prix, a full-service kart racing facility and nationally recognised racing venue, only a short drive from Orlando. OGP offers racing kart sales and service, as well as corporate events, driving school and trackside support team. As a dealer for Tony Kart, CRG, Rotax and Mojo, OGP can help any racer, new or experienced. OcalaGrandPrix.com. CRG USA is part of Grand Junction Motor Speedway, Colorado. Providing one of the premier kart facilities in the United States, they're also importer for the full line of CRG kart products and provide a complete karting experience. The near 1 mile facility is ideal for intense racing or just a fun outing with friends or family. Learn more at gjmotorspeedway.com. Well, that's a quick acceleration, but they have been let go, and Jerry Henderson holding the advantage, going into the lead at turn 1, with Scott Falcone behind him in second place, and I think Brent Harper went through before John Crow got round, but certainly your 1 and 2 was Jerry Henderson and Scott Falcone, making their way along the back straight, just turning inwards now as you see the entire field stream through. Quite an impressive sight. Have to say that, I think that's John Crow in third place, maybe not. Have to say that is an impressive sight as we see these guys taking to the fast part of the circuit. The home straight is one of the longest I've ever seen in any kart circuit anywhere, but the back straight, even including the little dip back in, is still pretty long. 676 kart, 676 Scott Kalb is out of the race before we've completed 1 lap. The body language, the body English is, I am a disappointed man. Jerry Henderson, Scott Falcone and John Crow, the 1, 2, 3. They're the ones you see in shot. You can also see our 4th place driver, Brent Harper. And the helmet just behind at the bottom of the screen was Jason Bell's. They are the front 4 though. Andy Seisman getting close there to Brent Harper for 4th place. Sorry, Jason Bell for 5th place. The top 4, as you see from your screen, just pulled away a little bit from the other. And Andy Seisman does go through. Andy Seisman goes up from 6th to 5th. So the front 4 that you see here are Jerry Henderson, followed by Scott Falcone and John Crow, with Brent Harper in close attendance in 4th place. They are 2nd, 3rd and 4th that you see on your screen. Falcone, Crow, Harper. Now with the wider shot, you will see momentarily, there he is in the lead, Jerry Henderson. Jerry Henderson in kart 610 sets off on lap 3. This is turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Jerry Henderson has got 0.3 of a second over the rest of the field. Scott Falcone, John Crow and Brent Harper immediately behind him. In the following group is led by Andy Seisman. Just comes into your view momentarily there. Hope you're enjoying our coverage from Utah. If like me your eyes are glued to the track, well, so they should be. But our panorama showing the mountain range to the right and the left and the Great Salt Lake straight ahead from here, showing us just why this is a rather beautiful part of the state of Utah. 2nd place driver Scott Falcone, you see there, leading John Crow 3rd and Brent Harper 4th. To the extreme right of your screen is race leader Jerry Henderson taking turn 1. This is Andy Seisman coming through in 6th place behind Jason Bell 5th, Brent Harper 4th, John Crow 3rd, Scott Falcone 2nd and race leader Jerry Henderson. Jerry Henderson setting off down the back straight for the 4th time. We're at the Miller Motorsports Park, part of this fabulous complex here in Tuella County. As you know, I'm an Englishman and I'm impressed with what I'm seeing, and there's a nice piece of passing. Well, that's an excellent piece of passing. Thought that wasn't going to come, but looking at these minor placings, John Crow, Brent Harper, Jason Bell, all of these guys looking to do some trading. Jerry Henderson at the front having had, shall we say, the luxury of that big lead behind him. John Crow, Scott Falcone and Brent Harper. So our race leader has got a lead of a full second, but now John Crow in second place, Scott Falcone third, and Brent Harper in fourth place. It's a fair way back before you see Jason Bell. There he is, and Jason has got a little bit of a gap on the chasing field behind him. So we're on the back straight. Going out of your sight on the right is race leader Jerry Henderson. That is John Crow in second place, being pursued by Scott Falcone, and Brent Harper in third place. Now did I say Brent Harper in third place? In fourth place. Wondered if he was getting a fraction detached. That's second, third and fourth that we're looking at here. Second, third and fourth, not first, second, third. The second place man that you see is John Crow, third is Scott Falcone, and fourth is Brent Harper. Quite a little gap behind Brent until we reach Jason Bell running in fifth place. So we hit the 1/4 race distance. 5 laps gone, 15 to go. 5 laps gone, 15 to go in the Masters Max Masters Main, the grand final, the Rotax US Grand Nationals Masters Max final. In your view there is this fabulous battle for second and third between John Crow and Scott Falcone. Brent Harper just a little bit further detached. Going through your screen, you see the race leader, Jerry Henderson. He's off to the left of your screen. You'll see him in a moment coming round, sweeping. There he is. Then the second and third place drivers in shot now are John Crow and Scott Falcone. Behind them, fourth place Brent Harper. Then quite a gap to fifth place Jason Bell. Then another gap to sixth place Andy Seisman. Jerry Henderson continues to lead. We're watching the field spreading through, plenty of good racing there, but no immediate passing imminent, one would suggest. Just looking down the field if there's anything to... Scott Holmboe from last is up to 19th, and Bonner Moulton, who started just in front of him, is up to 18th. So a good drive by Scott Holmboe. It's not going to be a drive that wins him the championship or gets him onto the podium, but he has made forward progress to 19th place. Former champion Mike Daniel, 16th place. Good drive by Mike Cresser, 8th in the final at the moment, when he had a not really cover himself in glory set of heats. But Jerry Henderson actually was second best to John Crow yesterday in the heats, but leading the field now by 1.3 seconds. Behind him, this battle that we're keeping our eye on, John Crow second and Scott Falcone third. That's Brent Harper coming into view in fourth place, just there. This is the back straight once again, and this is the close battle. John Crow and Scott Falcone. Well, now, you tell me, is John Crow just pulling a little bit away from Scott Falcone? Well, maybe. Just looking at those last laps, John Crow just did a 61.45 in second, and Scott Falcone did a 61.39. Now that's changed to John Crow's 61.26 from Scott Falcone. That confirms what our eyes were telling us. Scott Falcone had a better previous lap 6, but lap 7, but lap 8, John Crow went a full 0.1 of a second quicker than Scott Falcone, and that's why he's pulled out that little bit of a margin, which is now very evident from our television screen. So Jerry Henderson has 1.5 seconds, very nearly 1.6 seconds in front of these two. There he is. But just for the first time in the race, in the second quarter of the race, we just wonder if Jerry Henderson's pursuers, firstly John Crow and then Scott Falcone, are just getting a little bit prized apart. Not by another racer, just by the distance. We're setting off now on lap 10. This is the start of lap 10 in the 20-lap final for Masters. Well, a full grid, 30 drivers going to grid here, although Scott Kalb was out at an early stage, as was Alex Harold. I think Alex Harold started, possibly he didn't, in which case it would have been 29 starters. But we've got the field well widely spread now over the Miller Motorsports Park here in Tuella County in the state of Utah. Said yesterday, haven't said it today, but this circuit reminding me so much of a CIK approved circuit in Spain, Motorland Aragon at Alcaniz in northern Spain. Motorland Aragon is about 9/10 of a mile, so is this, and adjacent to the kart track is a full-sized road circuit for racing cars and bikes. That's what we have here. We're at the half race distance, 10 laps gone, 10 to go, 10 laps gone, 10 to go. The following field just coming down, no immediately imminent passing moves there. Jerry Henderson's margin over John Crow at the front is increased to 1.7 seconds. My colleague Rob Howden doing circuit commentary here, getting very excited, so he's clearly seeing something that's not immediately apparent from our television screens. But we're bringing you the closest of the action. We are the Kart Racing Network. We will find the big events and cover them. We will find the best racing within those big events and cover it. Excuse me, sorry about that. Jerry Henderson has a lead of 1.9 seconds, but John Crow's lead over Scott Falcone is minimal. What would you call that? 1 kart length perhaps? And just clipping the curb, Scott Falcone, but didn't seem to gain an advantage for doing so, didn't seem to gain any or lose any disadvantage. Well, once again, Rob Howden on circuit commentary get very excited, so he's seeing something, but having said that, he's looking away from the track. But there we go. John Crow holding off the challenge of Scott Falcone on lap 12 of this 20-lap final. Jerry Henderson continues to lead. Jerry Henderson's lead up to 2 seconds now. We're starting off on lap 13. Lap 13. Actually, just to be a little bit pedantic, I said that Jerry Henderson's lead was up to 2 seconds. That was because it was 1.96. It's actually dropped to 1.89. So a tiny little inroad being made by John Crow on Jerry Henderson. John Crow having his best lap of the race on lap 12, 101.1, 61.19, as John Crow pulls marginally away from Scott Falcone, makes the tiniest of inroads into the lead of Jerry Henderson. Brent Harper continuing in 4th place off our screen, Jason Bell running 5th, and Andy Seisman 6th. Hobie Smith, the driver from Utah, who's had a disappointing event up till today, is going really well. He's running 12th. Hobie Smith running 12th, the 25-year-old student from Park City, Utah. This is his rookie year, and his best ever place was 2nd, but he's had 3 podiums in 5 races. So the 25-year-old rookie from Park City, Utah, Hobie Smith, and he goes up a place, goes up to 11th in kart number 628. Meantime, in the lead, Jerry Henderson does now increase his lead to a full 2 seconds. If I was a little premature saying that moments ago, well, that is the factual situation now on lap 14. Jerry Henderson's lead significant. John Crow and Scott Falcone behind. Well, Brent Harper getting a lot closer now, isn't he, to Scott Falcone, 1.14 of a second behind those two. So Scott Falcone, long-time race leader. Is he about to lose second place? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. John Crow going back into second place. John Crow going back into second place. Jerry Henderson, John Crow, Scott Falcone. And Scott Falcone, having done all that hard work to get himself into second place, has it rebound on him with John Crow going back in front. Brent Harper fourth and Jason Bell completing the top five. Those that you see now are John Crow, Scott Falcone and Brent Harper. In front of them by a 2-second margin. Coming into your view shortly, there he is, flashing through your screen, is race leader Jerry Henderson. Jerry Henderson has done a 60.9. None of the other drivers have been below 61 seconds. Incidentally, that 60.9 fast lap by Jerry Henderson was on that 14th lap. Well, we've now completed 15 laps, so 3/4 race distance. And there goes the move again, with Brent Harper and Scott Falcone trading places. Brent Harper and Scott Falcone trading places as Brent gets himself on a bit of a charge. 15 laps gone, 5 to go. We're at the 3/4 race distance. We move into the final quarter. Jerry Henderson's lead is now 3.5 seconds, a whopping 3.5 seconds. But the second place scrap, well, they're not actually close on the circuit now, but all of Scott Falcone, Brent Harper and John Crow have all been second in this race at some stage. We're into the final quarter. Whoever wants to win this championship, if Jerry Henderson's going to lose it, has got to make up a lot of ground very quickly. We're coming towards the end of lap 16. In fact, Jerry Henderson sets off on lap 17 with a lead of 4.1 seconds over Brent Harper, Scott Falcone and John Crow. Jason Bell back in 5th place, Andy Seisman running in 6th. And a problem on that lap, no, that was perhaps a misread by me. Thought somebody had gone out of the circuit on that particular lap, but not so. Well, as the field streams through, you can see that these masters have got themselves well spread, as to be anticipated in the final quarter of a 20-lap race. Second, Brent Harper. Third, Scott Falcone. They're the ones that you see in shot now. Just coming into shot on the left in a moment will be John Crow in 4th place. There he is. These are the 2nd and 3rd place drivers. Brent Harper in 2nd, Scott Falcone in 3rd, 3 laps to go. Jerry Henderson's lead now 4.4 seconds as he's just done another quick lap, 60.9. So Jerry Henderson is the only driver that's lapping below 61 seconds, and more to the point, is doing it consistently, because on each of the last 3 laps he's made 60.9 or otherwise. He's been below 61 seconds. So Jerry Henderson on that basis you would have to say would be increasing his lead. Well, he is, and he's 4.4 seconds clear. 17.5 laps gone, 2.5 laps to go. Miller Motorsports Park continuing to provide us with beautiful sunshine, but a little cooling breeze. 2 to go as Jerry Henderson sets off 4.8 seconds to the good over the field. Brent Harper 2nd, Scott Falcone 3rd, coming down towards us now. This is, let me see, positions 4, 5, 6, John Crow 4th, Jason Bell 5th, Andy Seisman in 6th place. Just behind him, that was Larry Hayagishwar. He's running 7th, Mike Cresser 8th, Troy Smith 9th, and Bonner Moulton in 10th place. That's a good drive by Bonner Moulton. He started on the 2nd last row in 28th place. So Bonner Moulton has gone from 28th into the top 10 in 18 laps of racing. Good drive. Scott Holmboe incidentally went out on lap 11. So a very, very strong showing by Scott Holmboe has really ended in, well, not embarrassment, but disappointment. This isn't ending in disappointment. The driver in shot there is Jerry Henderson, and he's setting off on his 20th and final lap, 5.1 seconds in front of the field. That was turn 3. Sweeping round now the right-hander onto the back straight. Jerry Henderson, all he has to do is drive this kart on the tarmac, coming off the back straight onto the infield straight, back up to the second part of the back straight, then eventually turning right in a moment. There's the right turn onto the infield complex. This is Jerry Henderson with a 5-second lead. Brent Harper and Scott Falcone still disputing those final positions as between themselves on the podium, second and third. But Jerry Henderson in screen has this right-hander and then a flick left to get onto the home straight.